it's Lucy, and today I thought I would share my yarn stash while I attempt to organize it. So as I was pulling out all my yarn to film this video, I realized my stash was quite a bit bigger than I originally thought for some reason. This used to be all in my closet, and I bought this organizer. You can't really see it in the angle I have, which I'm now thinking is maybe not enough. That is a problem for later, Lucy. I wanted to go through my yarn stash, share with you all the yarn that I have as I am putting as much as I can into this organizer. Also, this organizer thing I got on Amazon. There's no order because I messed it all up by throwing all my yarn on the bed. So first we have the Friends Extra Fine Merino in the colorway 50. I got this to go along with this Friends Kid Silk in the colorway 52, with the intention being to make a petite knit sweater. So the Friends Extra Fine Merino is 100% superwash merino wool, and Friends Kid Silk is a 72% mohair, 25% silk, 3% wool blend. I've never worked with mohair before. I don't know if it's gonna be itchy. That's kind of why I went with like a Hobie one, which is a little more on the affordable side. My intention with this is that I just did like an average yardage for this size that I thought I was gonna make, and then I knit a gauge swatch, and I was intending to match a gauge swatch to one of her patterns, and basically whichever pattern she had a gauge that was most similar to the one that my swatch ended up. I was just gonna knit that pattern. I did make a swatch. I don't know where it is. I might have to redo it because I made the swatch 2 years ago. It appears that I got 9 balls of the extra fine merino. It's like it will fit so well. That would be because this side is open. Okay, since we're already on the Hobie train, let's talk about this Friends Cotton 86. I got this originally to make this sweater. It is a crochet sweater, and I really like that pattern. I was still new to crochet when I bought it, so I didn't realize it was basically all slip stitches and single crochets. Like, I didn't know how to do a ribbed pattern. So I started it. There's a panel somewhere floating. It might be in this box behind me, but I don't think I'm ever gonna finish it. But I did buy a sweater's quantity of this yarn. So more than a sweater's quantity. I think there was like a deal or something where it came in like packs of 20, but I probably needed like 12 or 14 balls, and I got more. I saw someone else organized by like yarn type, so I'm like, should I do that? We'll have a cotton shelf. This will be the cotton shelf. Okay, we're gonna interrupt the video that I'm already filming so that I can do a specific type of video. Or not specific type of video, it's all gonna be in here, but I wanna do a European yarn haul, which is what this is. And by European, I mean Ireland and Scotland. I intended to do like either part of a knitting podcast to dedicate to this, or just like a whole video on it, and then I never did it. So now that I'm going through all my yarn, I'm just gonna do it now and share with you like all the yarn that I got on this specific trip. I got this yarn. The brand is Dystopic Fiber, and this was hand dyed in Glasgow, but I think I bought this in Edinburgh. This is a fingering weight yarn, 75% superwash for merino, 25% nylon, 420 meters, 100 grams. The intention with this was socks. This shelf will probably be for sock yarn. Okay, next we'll talk about the Irish yarn. This is Townhouse Yarns. The colorway is polarized. This is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. This is a sock yarn with some cashmere in it, which obviously I love. This says hand dyed in Ireland. I got it in Ireland, in Dublin. The name of the shop is escaping me right now, but it'll be on the screen. Into the sock drawer it goes. Next we have St. Magnus DK from Orkney, Angora. This is 50% Angora, 50% lamb's wool, and it's 50 grams, hand dyed in the Orkney Islands of Scotland. This is the colorway Heather. This was a yarn that I was by far the most excited about. I wish I had just gotten as much of it as I had originally wanted to, because I only got 2 balls. I wish I had gotten at least 4, because I really would love to make a sweater out of this, and especially with the Angora, like you could definitely make like a more open knit sweater and have it still be warm, and it just feels so good. It feels like honestly way better than mohair. And in the shop I was in, which once again will be on the screen because I can't remember the name right now, they had like a sample of a sweater that was made with either 4 or 6 balls of this, and it just was so lovely. I wish I had gotten enough to make it. I didn't. I did look online. Obviously it's not as cheap online because I'd have to pay shipping, and it is more expensive online. And it's so special, especially because it's made of Angora wool, which I just think is so cool. And yeah, I love this a lot. I wish I had gotten more of it. And this is also gonna go in the sock for space reasons. Lalonde DK from D Gilpin, or Dye Gilpin. This is 100% lamb's wool in the colorway Sea Purlane. And I got 2 of these. I just really wanted to get more Scottish yarn, and this one is made in Scotland, spun in Scotland, I think a lot of the hand dyed is not necessarily made in Scotland, but this is Scottish wool from Scottish sheep, which is what excited me about it. The name of the store is right here. I talked to the owner who recommended these because I said I was like, you know, looking for yarn that I couldn't get in the States or it wouldn't be as easy to get. So yeah, this is gonna go in the bottom shelf. Gerald Heritage DK. This is 55% wool, 25% acrylic, and 20% nylon. And in the shade 153, there's no name. It is looking much brighter red on camera. It is really like a more, like it's definitely a Christmas red, but it's like a, I don't want to say dull, but like a deeper red, almost purple. This is the yarn I got in Glasgow. We stopped in some yarn store. We only had one day where I could like look at a yarn store, and we almost didn't make it in because the woman who owned it or was running it was in the bathroom actually, and she had locked the front of the store. We thought it was closed and like we just gotten the days wrong on Google or something, so we're actually like literally about to leave. But we did like a last Hail Mary knock because I was really disappointed that I wasn't going to get any yarn in Glasgow, and luckily she got out of the bathroom and let us in so we could buy stuff. This is the cheapest yarn I got in Scotland by far. It's 25% acrylic, 20% nylon. It's not the softest, but it was just so cheap, and I was like, I could use this. It was like less than 20 euros for this sweater's quantity of yarn, and it is still like majority real wool. So I felt like that was a good deal. And the plan for this is to make a sweater. This one in particular, I think, but definitely like a close fitting cardigan. And this will be going in the wool shelf. All right, the wool shelf is looking a little bit full, but there's enough room in here. And this is the last yarn for the Europe yarn section of the video. This is Anna and Clara's 100% cotton 8/4. There's no colorway listed on it, but it's from the store Sostrin Green. This is like a chain store, but it's like my favorite type of chain store that they just have like everything you could ever want. I'm trying to think of like a comparison. Not like TJ Maxx, because most of it is like their brand. I don't know, but they have all types of things from furniture to yarn to like notebooks and stuff to like some like snacks and tea and everything. I really like that store. I know it's a chain, but it's like my perfect store. I love a tchotchke shop. I love a store where people are like, oh, you only get junk there. I love that. That is my kind of store. So I enjoyed it. I got 2 of these to make a bandana. I was intending to make it while I was still there, but I didn't. So I'm still gonna make a bandana, probably this summer though. Into the cotton drawer we go. I'm gonna do a little quick discussion about the yarn in this bag because it's not gonna go in the organizer, I think, because I'm still actively using it. This is Joanne Big Twist. All of it is Joanne Big Twist. I was working on the Serdar Crochet gingerbread blanket, and so I got this yarn for that. I'm still currently working on it. I might put it away for the season, undecided yet. By the time you see this, I'll probably have decided, but as I'm filming, I'm undecided. But for now, I'm not gonna put this in there. Also, I don't think it'll fit. Yeah, just wanted to shout that out. If you want more information about that blanket, I did a bunch of shorts on it. Most of them are uploaded here on YouTube. This is Lily Sugar and Cream in the colorway Purple Haze Ombre. I bought this to make my friend a gift, and I did make the gift. It just used way less yarn than I thought it would. I bought 3 balls. I used a little over 1 to make that top, so I just have extra. I am planning, what am I planning? I am planning to make like a bottle holder maybe with these. We'll just see where it takes me, I guess. Cotton drawer. I think I'm gonna try and get rid of this box next. This is Karen Latte Cakes in the colorway Blackberry. Also, I recognize that the lighting is getting worse and worse. Sorry about that. This is a yarn from Michaels, one of the Karen cakes. When I first got back into knitting 2 years ago, and me and my sister were just in Michaels, and I was like, oh, I love this, it's so soft. So then I did not buy them there. I thought about it and then went home and then ordered it online like a responsible adult, and then I promptly never used them. I still intend to make the sweater I want to make with them. These are 100% acrylic, I believe, but they are really quite soft. They're 58% acrylic, 42% nylon, which is probably why it's so soft. And like the little hairs on it, which are probably the nylon, kind of mimics mohair, I think is the idea, but it's a bulky weight yarn. These are gonna go just like on top. I have a sweater's quantity of Wonder Fluff Ombre in Kale Heather. This is 70% baby alpaca, 23% nylon, and 7% merino wool. I discovered that baby alpaca yarn is so soft, so I had to have it. I just had to. It was on sale. I think it was during like Knit Picks Black Friday sale or something, so I was like, I gotta buy it. So I bought it. Again, intention here is to knit a sweater, and it feels like so like nice and like light, but it'll be warm. Happy to have it, happy to be here. This one looks like full Capra DK weight. This is a 85% merino wool, 15% cashmere blend, and I got these in the colorway Sagebrush and Lilac. So I got 2 of this green one basically and 1 of the purple. I intended to do some kind of Fair Isle with this because I thought it would be nice and I wanted to learn Fair Isle. I did not do anything with this, and I also did not do any Fair Isle project this year, so I can still do that. In the comments, if you would like to recommend, I think this is going to be a cowl I was going to try to do, so if you want to recommend your best knitted colorwork cowl, this I think will fit into the wool bin, so we'll just shove that in there. This is Gloss in the shade Velveteen, also from Knit Picks. This whole box is from Knit Picks, as you can guess. 70% merino wool, 30% silk. I really don't know why I bought this. I think maybe I just bought it to get free shipping. I don't know. I have 4 hanks of this, which might be a sweater's quantity. I don't know. I think maybe I intended to buy a sweater's quantity, but I didn't really have a pattern or style of sweater in mind, so I don't know. So also would love recommendations for this in the comments down below if you feel like it. Lindy chain in Bluebell. This is the last Knit Picks yarn. This is a fingering weight yarn. My intention for this was to make the Moonset tee. I don't know who the designer is, but I've had that on like my queue/my favorites list for a couple years now. This is 70% linen, 30% Pima cotton. I thought it was really cool because it has that chainette structure. I don't know if I can really show it. It's like an I-cord basically, the yarn, instead of a normal twist, which I think is interesting. I think it'll look really cool. And this will once again go with the cotton yarn. So she is starting to get full, which was unexpected. I have to be a little more discerning about what goes into the structure. I'm gonna try and get rid of stuff that doesn't have like a full home, I think. This is a scrap, I guess, because I made the Lillian cardigan by 2 of Wands, and this is what's left. I think I have another ball somewhere, maybe. And I'm keeping it mostly because I have it, and also because I never made the pockets, so I guess this isn't really a scrap because it's probably enough for the pockets. I'm gonna try and make it fit with the other little wool. This is also, it's not exactly a scrap since it's a full ball of yarn, but I bought this with an intended purpose. I made that purpose, and I bought too much yarn basically. So this is Bernat Bundle Up in Violet Gray, and I got it on sale for $4.97. And I made a baby blanket with this. I think I'm gonna try and make a hat with it or something. I don't know, it's really soft. I really like it. It's excellent for babies. It was on clearance. I do think they discontinued/are discontinuing this yarn, so I can't really recommend it, but I liked it. I thought it was easy to work with. And I actually have 2 more, another yellow and like the scrap of a yellow in that same yarn. So this will all go, I'll put it with the cotton. Technically, this is literally currently in use. I think I talked about this in the one knitting podcast that I did, so I will leave that below, but it's like 30% cashmere, 30% wool, 40% something else. I don't remember. I got it in Italy, and I love it. It's so soft. This is also Bernat Bundle Up in the white color. I have so much of that. This is more of the, I didn't say what yarn this was. This is Line Brand Touch of Alpaca, as was the other black one. This is another like scrappy piece, and enough together probably to make the pockets. These are 2 balls of milk cotton yarn because I saw it advertised all over Instagrams, and I bought it. It is pretty soft and very cheap, so if you want it, buy it. This is a pile, and I should turn this into a cake. This is for a different project that I think I also talked about in that knitting podcast that I'm probably never gonna finish, so I have to figure out what to do with the extra yarn. So I'm not gonna put it in yet. This is also Bernat Bundle Up, and I missed it, and I used so much less of this yarn than I thought. I should have made a bigger blanket. We will go through my whip box actually, because this is the most homeless yarn, because I don't want it all in this box, because ideally this would just be whips, like things I'm actively working on. First, get out. I think this is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. I bought this orange color to make Halloween decorations. No regrets. I used up like a good bit, and I'll probably just keep this till next year and make more Halloween decorations. I have some ideas. I'm already really running out of space. Okay, so we'll just stick this in here, and we'll also stick this in here. This is just Red Heart Super Saver, just in brown. This is that purple yarn, so now I can tell you this is Yarn Lane, soft and shiny. It is soft and shiny. It is very, I don't know, loose? I don't know if that's the word is. Crocheting, it is very splitty, and that's kind of all I can report. It is soft. I wouldn't wear it. Might be good for a blanket. That's not what I was making. I was using this for a wearable, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it. It is loops and threads, my bad. Hobie cotton. I don't remember what size this is, if this is like 8'8" or 8'6". This is a dusty rose color. I used this for that bag I made, and then I think I just threw it in the box when I was done with that. So it will go in the cotton. I found another thing of Bernat Bundle Up. Like, did I make that blanket? Why did I think I needed so much yarn? Ba Yarn Shasta, the Yarn and More signature yarn. Yarn and More is the store I was at in the Outer Banks. That's where I was. I think I've shown this yarn already, so I'm not going to do too much on it. I have already balled up the other half of this yarn to make a Sophie shawl. Not a Sophie shawl, but a free pattern similar to Sophie shawl. These are Tunisian crochet hooks that my boyfriend bought. These are both Lily Sugar and Cream. This was from that bag. I don't know. Maybe this was also from the bag. I needed an extra one. I don't know. This is from that bag, I think. I made a bandana with this, but I still have more left. This is Hobie Cotton 8/6 maybe. I don't know. Okay, this is the Friends Cotton 8/6. That's another one that goes, I'll just shove that right there. This is for a project that I intended to work on and then never did. Lily Sugar and Cream Purple. Is that the colorway? Soft Violet. And then I also have these. This was part of that cardigan that I made in the last knitting podcast. It just didn't require that much of this yarn. But this is Line Brand Kobu in the shade Lichen? Lichen? That seems like a terrible name. I also have a little bit of Kobu. I think this is a silver shade. Maybe, I'm not fully sure. Or like just gray in general, but when I finished that dress, I needed an extra ball, so this is the scrap that I have left. More scrap from that bag. Yellow, Lily Sugar and Cream. Just a full ball of it. This has taken a lot longer than I thought, and I need to go. And I also don't have anywhere to put the yarn, so we will reconvene at a later time. Hello, it's a new day, new location. This is just the other corner of my bedroom, and this is where the yarn now lives. We hung it up. Right now, I don't know if this is going to be the permanent home. It might end up in my office on the outside of the closet in that room. I'm not sure how the cats are going to react to it. I think I would like to look at it in my office, so toss up, we'll see what happens. But for now, I've had some time to think about what I want, what I need. Also, hanging it up has shown that there is more space in here than there was when it was laying down. Obviously gravity helps push some things down, so I can shove even more in. So I decided that this basket, which I thought was gonna be my whip basket, it still kind of is, but I'm just gonna keep my scraps in here. So this is actually gonna come out. And tools and stuff, I have to find another location. I think these are gonna go in my office. I have this like measuring kit or whatever. I don't know. I got it when I was younger, when I first started knitting, and someone gave this to me, and it's useful. So I have it still. But I need a better location because I always forget about it. For now, because I don't want to deal with my abandoned whips, this is my scrap / abandoned whip bucket. So when I get to more scraps, which is the next thing that I'll do actually, this is the first thing I ever knitted. And I don't know what to do with it. So it just gets carried around. When I started knitting again, my parents just mailed me all my old knitting stuff, which is what's mostly in this bag. And this was in the bag, and so it just came with the bag. But I don't know what to do with this now. But I don't want to throw it away, so I just have it. If you have an idea, please let me in the comments know. For now, I guess it goes in the abandoned whip box. Now, more scrap yarn. I have no idea what this is, except that I'm pretty sure it's from Knit Picks, because that's the only yarn that I bought when I was first knitting when I was younger. I made one sock with this that was too big. So I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what it's made of. This is more of that black yarn that's in here right now, which I should get in here. I really had way more than I thought. There we go. This is bulky yarn from Lovecraft. I don't remember the brand, but it's like the Lovecraft brand, I'm pretty sure. This is like super bulky yarn. This is what I made the first sweater that I've ever made, actually. I do not like that sweater. I made my boyfriend a hat with this and he likes it. I might make a couple more hats with this or something, but yeah, this is scrap because it's not a full ball. But I made 2 hats actually. The first hat was too big. Instead of taking it apart, I just made a second one. So I can take apart the first hat, make probably 2 more hats out of this. It's like a little rough for baby yarn, I think, like for a baby hat, because it's 50% wool, 50% acrylic. That's also part of the reason I don't love the sweater that I made, but into the scrap bin. This is again old yarn that I had from the before time. I don't know what it is. It's fingering weight. That's all I can tell you. And it looks like this. It looks like wool to me, so I think it's gonna go in the wool bin, even though it's fingering weight, so maybe it should go in this one. But it's not sock yarn, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I'll Google it later, or if you recognize it, let me know. I'll just go here. Here is a half-finished hat. I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it. This is the first thing I started crocheting. My dad gave me this yarn. He said he found it, so I just took it. But yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish this, but it will go in the scrap. Okay, so this is like an actual scrap. This is also scrap. I guess I tried to make a triangle. I don't really, or no, this is a square. Oh, I was practicing crochet stitches. I don't know what to do with that. This is also a scrap. I don't know what to do with that. I gotta figure out what to do with all that. Also, I feel like my scraps are harder to use because I feel like I use them wider variety of yarns than other people who seem to make scrap projects, or that's what I see on YouTube basically. So like, I don't know what to do with scraps that are cotton and acrylic and wool. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. So good news, an empty bag. This next stuff I'm just gonna talk about. They're not gonna go in here. I'm gonna find a different storage. Except for this one, which is actually gonna go in here. It's the same type of yarn as the purple one I showed you all yesterday, except it's blue. And the last like big batch of yarn I have is this Schitt's Creek yarn. This is Schitt's Creek from Lion brand. This was on Black Friday sale last year, 2 years ago. And so I got a ton of it with no plans. Currently, I am using these to make a blanket, which I have talked about and we'll probably talk about again soon. But yeah, I really like this yarn. I like working with it. I obviously can't say how much it holds up. Working with it, it's really soft, really nice. This is discontinued, unfortunately, but I do think since it's a Lion brand yarn, they do have ones that are probably similar, so keep a lookout. And I have 6 of these white ones, 6 of the dark blue, although one of the blue and one of the dark blue are currently in use since, like I said, I'm making a blanket with it. I went around my room to try and find like the dregs of yarn that I still have left. And so we have this is KNC cotton in a red color. I was using this for the Christmas decorations I was making. I'm once again going to keep this for next year when I start making Christmas decorations again, or if I ever just need red cotton. I don't think this is bad to have. This can fit in here just like with all the other cotton we have going on. I think it'll fit. These are like kind of confusing because I did use these for some Christmas decorations. Don't know what to do here. Gotta figure it out. I bought these specifically to make a whale stuffed animal, which I did. It was a mini whale though, so I didn't need this big thing. Maybe I'll make a bigger whale, or I don't know. I gotta come up with a different stuffed animal to make or something so I can use this up. These will not fit in here, so I'm not even gonna try. I have to find somewhere else to put these. And to go along with that, these are Bernat blanket tweeds. The other ones were Bernat velvet, and I bought this to make a stuffed cat, which I still want to make. I just never did, but I still could make it. And maybe I'll use these for like fall accessories next year. I don't know. We'll see. Once again, this is so big, it's not gonna fit in here. Oh, one last yarn. These are Feels Like Butter from Lion brand in the shades Dusty Pink, White, and Pink Rose. This is a baby type yarn I bought to make baby blankets for babies. Not my baby, in case that was unclear, but yeah, these will get used. I'm not worried about them. Hopefully I use them all. I'm most worried that I didn't buy enough. I don't know, we'll see. Those are not going in here because I'm gonna use them soon. And then this is the final yarn we will discuss, which is, oh, there's no brand name. I think I got this from an alpaca farm when I went to an alpaca farm earlier this year / last year. You're definitely watching this in 2025, so last year. And yeah, it is just 100% alpaca. It is not as soft as I know alpaca to be, but presumably it will soften up with time. I got it directly from the farm. This is what they do. They shear alpaca, they raise alpaca, and we went on a fun little alpaca walk, which I have some clips of if you want to see. But yeah, so this is like plain undyed yarn. This will go in here, right here. Get it. So yeah, everything's zipped up. We got everything. Okay, I missed one thing. I missed this entire pack of Friends 86 cotton. Actually, I got 20. I had 2 packs of these. I started using it, but this was separate because I never opened it because I never finished that sweater. So yeah, this is just what the yarn looks like from the outside. Fun, cool, collected, etc. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up in the comments down below. Let me know anything about your yarn collection. What do you think of my yarn collection? If you have any suggestions for anything I asked about in the video, would appreciate those in the comments as well. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.